Hello, I'm Dennis. Welcome to a demo on creating a sales order test for Dynamics NAV with Rapise Test Automation tool. Let's create a new test in Rapise. I will create it locally and I need to provide the name. Let it be Dynamics NAV create sales order. Dynamics NAV is a desktop application, so I choose the first option here. And I'll be using Rapise Visual Language. It's a visual representation for recorded steps in Rapise. I'm going to create my test in few sessions. In the first session, I will record steps that starts new sales order. For this purpose, I create a new sheet in my RVL spreadsheet, and let's name it Start Sales Order. And I start recording in Rapise. Choose Dynamics NAV, and Rapise starts intercepting my keyboard and mouse. So I click on Sales Orders. Click on New button, then click on Customers, expand the drop down and select some customer from the table. And then I click on Contact field to finish populating some default values in the sales order. And now I click Finish and append recorded steps to the sheet. All right. Then I'm going to record steps that create a new line in the sales order. So I create a new sheet here. Let's name it Fill Sales Order Lines. And I start recording again. I click on Type Cell in the lines grid, expand drop down and select Item. Then I click on Description cell, expand it and select an item name here. Then I click on Quantity and I need to provide the quantity here. Let it be 1. I need to fill a few more cells here, and they're hidden behind recording activity dialog of Rapise. I need to move it aside, so I pause keyboard and mouse interception, then resume, and then continue to providing other values for this order line. So I click on unit price and provide the price here. I need to specify a few more fields here, so I scroll to the right, click on line discount and specify discount value here. Then let's scroll to the right and I need to provide a quantity to ship here. Let it be 1. Scrolling to the right and I click on the next cell and respond to the prompt that Dynamics shows me. And let's scroll back to the left for the case we'll be adding more lines to this grid. Scrolling to the left again and one more scrolling here. Okay, so I press Finish and add recorded steps to fill sales order lines sheet. Okay, so here we have our steps. And here I see that the lines grid object name is data grid view 1, and we also have data grid view 2, data grid view 3. So I want to change the name of this object to give it a more meaningful ID. So I choose rename here and provide the name lines grid. And Rapise does renaming and changes all the relevant cells in my RVL. Okay, let's see what was recorded. So we have here clicking on the line 0 on the type cell. Then we click on the type, expanding it, and then we choose item value here. Then we proceed to description cell and enter bicycle value here. Then we move to quantity and set text for quantity cell. Then we click on the price, and here it's interesting place. Here we click in the column unit price excluding VAT, and then we search for a row with specific value. This is actually not what we exactly need. We want to click at the row with index 0. So I'm changing some parameters here. We were searching for a string, and now we'll be using a row with a specified index instead. Okay, let's see what's next. We're clicking on discount cell, provide discount value. Then we do the same for quantity to ship. Then click on quantity shipped cell and confirm, and do scrolling to the left back. Okay, so let's record the rest of the steps here. I am adding another sheet here. Let's name it post and record posting of sales order. So I click record and then click post button and click OK. Confirm. I want to see the invoice. Click OK. And then I pause mouse and keyboard interception, resuming again, and click OK. And navigate to the home page here. Okay, so we recorded all the steps, and now I am going to edit my test a bit to parameterize it and specify several order lines, and I'm going to take data for these order lines from an external table. Okay, so let's add recorded steps here. And it's time to play back what we recorded and see if it works or if it requires to tweak anything. So first, let's replay start sales order part. I can play just steps on the selected sheet here. So Rapise should start a new sales order. Select customer. Okay, worked. Now let's execute fill-in order line. Play this sheet again. And let's see how it works. So Rapise enters values. Okay, so and I notice here that scrolling to the left was incomplete, so probably we need one more click on the scroll button here. So here in RVL spreadsheet, I scroll back, scroll to bottom, and add in one more click on scroller here. All right. So, and let's see if the post works. So play this sheet as well. Okay, so Rapise was very fast and it did not wait until the last OK button is displayed. So I think that we need to add some wait statement here before clicking on OK3, and I will insert it here. Global do sleep. I think that 1 second should be enough. And now it's time to parameterize our field sales order lines part to input several lines from a table. So I'm adding more rows here. And I create a map. Let's give it a name lines. And in my table, I will have columns description, price, discount, and quantity. Okay, quantity. And let's provide some values here. So we selected bicycle. The price, discount, and quantity. Also, I know that in the product catalog we have front wheel. Let the pricing be 500, discount should be different, and quantity should be different as well. So now we have a table with some data, and we are ready to parameterize our RVL sheet here. So let's scroll and see where we enter the data. Okay, here is where we enter what item to choose. So for the type of this parameter, I now choose the map I created, lines map, and the column from which to take the value. It will be description. Then in the quantity where we set it, I also choose lines and choose quantity. Go scrolling down, setting discount. So it should be lines, discount, and then quantity to ship, let it be equal to quantity value. So it looks like that we parameterized this thing. Let's test this part by using the second line from this table. So to do that, I add here this keyword. Okay, and I need to start a new sales order. I'll use this sheet to do that. So play this sheet. So I can use Rapise to automate some steps during creation of the test. All right, so let's execute this. I'll play this sheet, and now it should add a line for front wheel. Okay. enters values, right? Okay, and I see that it looks like I forgot to parameterize pricing because 999 was added. So let's scroll and see. Yeah, forgot it. So let's choose lines here and price. Okay, what if I want to specify several lines for the order? So for this, I delete it here. I'm going to create a loop that will iterate through the table and will use every line with data from here. So to do that, I select the part, select the steps that needs to be in a loop, right click and choose here wrap selection into loop. And the loop will use map that I just created. It will be lines map. Okay, so now this loop will grab all the values from here and enter lines. Okay, so let's finish the previous sales order that we created and execute the whole test, which should add, okay, still cannot find OK button. I think that we don't need the steps here at all. Okay, and now I think we are ready to execute the whole test. So let's, to execute it as a whole, we need to sequence execution of sheets that we implemented here. So for this purpose, I go to the first sheet in my RVL, and here I will be using RVL do play sheet action and provide the name for sheets that I want to execute. So the first one is start sales order. I can copy this line and provide names for other sheets that I want to execute. Field sales order lines and post. So now we have a complete test. So let's see how it works. So it should create a new sales order and hopefully fill 2 lines. So it adds bicycle, quantity, scrolls back. Okay, so I see that it enters values into the same line. So what we did not do, we did not scroll our table to start populating another line, and we also did not parameterize the line number. So if we go here, then we can see that Rapise always selects row number 0. So we need to parameterize this as well. So for this purpose, I create a variable. Let's name it line number. It should be number, and we start from 0. And we'll use this line number everywhere where we click on the grid cells. So here, the type of this parameter should be variable, and here we have our line number. Let's scroll down, and the next line grid action should be variable, line number. Then we click on quantity. Then we click on price. And then we click on discount. And then we click on quantity to ship. And on quantity shipped. And one more thing, that if we'll be adding a lot of lines, we need to scroll the table with lines. So I think that we need to record one more step here, which scrolls the table down. So let's start a new sales order. Play this sheet. Oh, we're already on this page, so we don't need that. Okay, record. Okay, so this order is locked, so I need to close it first. I need to close it and start a new one. Okay, so now we have a vertical scroll bar here, and we can record clicking on scrolling down. So start recording, move this dialog aside, and click on scroll down button. Okay, line down, finish. And I have an option to insert this step at specific place. I want it here. Okay, line down is here. And now we are ready to launch our test one more time. So let's start from the initial page and execute the whole test. So I press play button on the ribbon. Rapise starts the new order and enters the first line. Okay, scrolls back, okay. And now it enters the second line and posts the invoice. Okay. Okay, so now the execution was successful. So let's see how many lines Rapise created. So now I see that, okay, it's another sales order here. Let's go and open the sales order that we created. I don't see it here. Okay, so let's run one more time to be 100% sure that it works as we want it to work. Okay, and now I understand the last thing that I forgot to do. I forgot to increment line number variable. This is why Rapise entered values again in the first line. So I will fix that. And we'll have a completely working solution for the sales order. Okay, let's go here. And we have line number and it's always 0. Let's go here, select variable. For action I can select increment. the name here is line number, and I need to increment the value of the variable by 1. Okay. Let's execute the test. So creating a test is an iterative process where you try. Okay, so now we see that the second line is entered successfully. Yeah, that's great. Okay, posting. Okay. Now the last thing that is we need to record the click on that OK button. So let's make this test perfect. So it really completes the whole thing. In this test, we put all the data into RVL spreadsheet. It's very easy to put all the data into Excel file and bind to this Excel in RVL. We have knowledge base articles on that, and we also demonstrate this in webinars, so you can find this information easily. So let's record the last step here. I want to click on OK button here. So let's record. Pause execution, resume. OK. Finish. And let's append to the end here. Okay, it's OK 3. So let's see. I think that we need wait statement here to understand what is happening, and then we can optimize that. Global. Alright, so let's execute our test. Also, in this scenario, we did not parameterize the name of the customer, but it's also possible to put this customer name into a table with data or external spreadsheet and use it from there. All right, yes. Clicking OK. Clicking OK. Okay, so now it worked perfectly till the end. So thanks for your attention. Subscribe to our channel Inflectra, where we put all the information and useful videos on our products like Rapise and Spire Test. Thank you for watching.